Hey guys, in this video we're still practicing dividing by decimals, but in this lesson we're going to see what happens when there are decimals in your divisor. So when there are decimals in the divisor, we have to eliminate those decimals in the divisor, and we do that by moving the decimal point to the right. Okay, so the goal is to always get whole numbers in your divisor if you start with decimals. So for instance, if we had the problem 24 divided by the decimal 1.5. Well, to make 1.5 a whole number, I'm going to move the decimal point one place to the right. So it's going to go from here to here, directly to the right of the 5. Okay, so that's the first step in dividing with decimals in the divisor. We move the decimal to make the divisor a whole number. Okay, once you've moved the decimal point in your divisor, you also have to move the decimal point in the dividend, and you have to move it the same number of places that you moved the decimal in the divisor. So think about where the decimal in the dividend would be here. We have the whole number 24. Well, for whole numbers, remember the decimal point is always to the right of the units digit. So here's my decimal point in 24. So I need to take this decimal and I need to also move it one place to the right. So it's going to go from here to here. And so now we no longer have the whole number 24, we actually have the whole number 240. Okay, so that is where my decimal point has gone in my dividend, and that's the second step to dividing with decimals in the divisor, is we move the decimal point in the dividend the same number of times. Okay, once we've done those two things, then all we have left to do is divide, and that's what we've been practicing this week. So here we would take 15, we now have the whole number, we now have the two-digit number 15, and divide it into the two-digit number 24. 15 will go into 24 one whole time. The 1 goes over the units place, so over the 4 here. 1 times 15 is 15. We subtract, and 24 minus 15 is 9. We bring down this 0. We take 15 into 90. 15 will go into 90 6 whole times. And 6 times 15 is 90. And 90 minus 90 is 0, so we're done. Where is the decimal point in our quotient? Well, since we moved the decimal in the dividend, take this decimal point, it goes straight up. Okay, it's to the right of the 6, so that just means we have the whole number 16. Okay, we have the whole number 16. Okay, let's try a few more of these now in examples 1 through 3. So number 1, we have 210 divided by 3.5. 3.5 is our divisor, so it's going to go out here. And then 210 is our dividend. Our divisor has a decimal point in it, and we need to take that decimal point and we need to move it to the right so that this becomes a whole number. To make 3.5 a whole number, I just need to move my decimal point one place to the right. So it's going to go here behind my 5. And so that means that my decimal point in my dividend, which is right here behind the 0, needs to also move one place to the right. And so it's now going to become right here. So now I'm going to add in some zeros. I guess just 1 0 to make this 2,100. And this decimal point in my dividend, right above it, directly above it, is going to be the decimal point in my quotient. Okay, so now that the decimals have been moved and lined up, now I can divide like normal. So we have the two-digit number 35. I can't divide 35 into 21, so I need to try taking 35 into 210. Let's use our estimation techniques. 35 is larger than 30, and I know 30 times 7 is 210. So I know 35 can't go into 210 7 times. So let's try 35 times 6. 35 times 6 would give me exactly 210. So I'm going to put a 6 here above this 0. Okay, the first 0. My unit's placed on 210. Multiply, I get 210. Subtract, I get 0. I still need to bring down this 0 though. You have to bring down all numbers to the left of your decimal point. Okay, bring down all numbers to the left of your decimal point. So bring down this 0, and now we take 35 into 0. 35 goes into 0 times, and 0 times 35 is still 0. So now that we've taken 35 into all the numbers to the left of our decimal point and our dividend, now we're done, and we see that 210 divided by 3.5 is the whole number 60. Okay, number 2, 856.8 divided by 8.4. So my divisor is 8.4. That goes on the outside. Dividend, 856.8. Okay, so we start out by making our divisor a whole number, so I need to move the decimal point on 8.4 one place to the right. So this becomes 84. I need to do the same thing with the decimal point in my dividend. I need to take this decimal and move it one place to the right, so this becomes 8,568. I'm also going to line this decimal point up with the decimal point in my quotient, and now I can divide like normal. So we have the two-digit number 84. We can divide 84 into the two-digit number 85 one whole time. 1 times 84 is 84. Subtract, I get a 1, and I can bring down my 6. 84 will not go into 16, so I need to put a 0 up here because it will go in 0 times, and then multiply to get 0, subtract, and I still get a 16. Now that I've put my 0 up there and subtracted, now I can bring down my 8 and try taking 84 into 168. Well, 80 times 2 is 160. Let's try 84 times 2. And we end up getting exactly 168. Okay, so I have no remainder here at the bottom. I've divided 84 into all of my whole numbers here, so that means my answer is the whole number 102. Okay, number 3, 58.42 divided by 0.92. So my divisor is 0.92. My dividend is 58.42. This time I need to move my decimal point 2 places to the right to make 0.92 the whole number 92. And that means I need to do the same thing in my dividend. I need to take this decimal point and move it 2 places to the right so that it goes here to the right of my 2. And then I'm going to line up the decimal point in my quotient straight above. So now I have the two-digit number 92. I can't take 92 into 58, so I need to try taking 92 into 584. Again, estimation techniques. Let's see, 90 times 6 is 540. 90 times 7 is 630, so 7 would be too large. So let's try 92 times 6 and see if we can take 92 into 584 6 times. We end up getting 552 when we do 92 times 6, so 6 would work for this. 4 minus 2 is 2. 8 minus 5 is 3. I bring down my 2 here, and now I'm taking 92 into 322. Well, I know 90 times 4 is 360, so 4 would be too large, so let's try 92 times 3. 3 times 2 is 6, and 9 times 3 is 27. So this would be 276 when we do 92 times 3. And we subtract, we get 46. We need to keep going, and so because we've hit our decimal point here, that means I need to start adding my zeros. So I add a 0 to the right of this decimal point, I bring it down, and so now I'm taking 92 into 460. Well, I know 90 times 5 is 450, so let's try 92 times 5 and see if I can get close to 460. And in fact, I get exactly 460. So 92 will go in 5 times equally, multiply, subtract, and now I'm done dividing. So my answer is 63.5. Okay, our last problem, number 4, it says filling up a tank of gas costs $36.96. If the tank holds 16.5 gallons of gas, how much did each gallon cost? So we know the total amount, $36.96. We know the total amount of gallons a tank of gas holds. To find the total dollar amount per gallon, I need to divide. I need to divide the total dollars we spent by the total number of gallons, and that will give me the amount per gallon. So this is going to be 36.96 divided by 16.5. So we set up our problem like this. I need to move the decimal point in my divisor one place to the right. And I need to do the same thing in my dividend. Take this decimal, move it one place to the right. So this time I have the decimal 369.6 in my dividend, and I'm moving that decimal straight up in my quotient. So we have a 3-digit number, 165. I need to divide that into the 3-digit number 369 in my dividend. We know, let's see, 165 is close to 160. 160 times 2 is 320, so maybe I could try a 2 here for 165. 165 times 2 gives me 330, so 2 will work. And when I subtract, I get 39. I can bring down this 6 now, and I can try 165 into 396. I'll need to use a 2 again. And we know 2 times 165 already is 330. So now we get 66 when we subtract. I need to now add my zeros in my dividend and bring those down so I can keep going. So 165 into 660. Use your estimation techniques. Think about how many times this would go in. Let's try 4 times. And if you pick 4, you see that 4 works exactly. 4 times 165 is 660 exactly. So I subtract here and I am done. So we get the answer 2.24. Let's remember this is a word problem, so we need to put some labels in here and practice writing these in full sentences. So we could say 1 gallon costs $2.24. If you had any questions over this video, 6th grade, be sure you have those written down so that you can ask those the next time we see you in class. Until then, have a nice day. You are all wonderful people.